So we're continuing our talk on cultivating peace. Last time we talked about getting off of the roller coaster of the highs and the lows, the highs and the lows. This week I want to talk a little bit more about actually maintaining that stance. And it begins with looking at our concepts of safety and support. Because the sense of safety and support is hijacked by our culture that we are raised in, by the fixed ideas of our very ego, ourself. Because typically when someone says, I want to feel safe, or I want to feel supported, there's this concept of something solid holding us up. Like a nice bunker we can go hide in. Or a nice solid building that we can fortify and protect ourselves from the outer world. Or even a sense of we call it strength, but it's really not. Just this hard line within ourselves that can form this very strong armor. And we've been conditioned to believe that's safety. That if we can just push our will hard enough, we'll be safe. We'll be supported by this heavy armor that we're lugging around. And when we move through the world, we're insulated from it. We're not feeling it at all, except for there's always cracks, there's always little chinks in the armor. Otherwise you can't move, you have to be able to move your arms and legs and head. And in all those bendy spaces, the world gets in. We feel. And that starts to erode our sense of safety, our sense of support. So I want to introduce you to what I feel or have seen is the actual support that is available to each and every person, always. And we can witness it or experience it even on a very physical level. It's called gravity. The earth is literally holding us. We're not flying off the planet into space as it spins around. We have this incredible atmosphere, this bubble of physical protection that allows us to breathe and allows the plants and animals and us to experience this amazing process called life. So on this very physical level, we have tremendous support. But we ignore it. We don't notice it. But I want to encourage you to really take a moment each day to allow yourself to feel that support that's being given to you unconditionally. It doesn't matter if you're the best person in the world or the worst person in the world, you're still supported. It doesn't matter what you did or what you didn't do, there's still support. But what you might notice about this type of support is it's not fixed. It's not a solid substructure it's amorphous. It's more like air or water, where as we shift and change, it shifts and changes to provide that support. There's an ongoing dance that happens when we move one way. The support bubble is there. If we jump up in the air, gravity gently pulls us down, sometimes not so gently. But it's keeping us supported no matter what we do. Our very cells are not all flying off of our skeleton. There's this very gentle pressure that holds us together. Sometimes it can feel heavy when we resist it. But if we acknowledge that, oh, this is actually supporting me, this is helping me, we're able to relax into that level of support. Now, beyond the physical, there's also an energetic support. And the energetic support is very interesting because the feeling or the texture of it varies widely based on what we ourselves imprint upon it. We have this incredible power to almost dictate what the support energetically is going to feel like. That's how we wound up with the armor. You know, that thick, heavy cage that we're carrying around. But it doesn't have to be that way. If we instead take a clue from nature, we can recognize that, oh, wait, this energetic support can be just as fluid as the atmosphere itself. But that requires a level of trust in ourselves. See, we've been brainwashed to think that safety is something stable. So we've bought into this idea that, okay, for me to feel safe, I need to be stable. I need things to be structured and solid. And so we have willingly climbed into a cage because we have associated that with safety. But safety is an internal state. Safety is that ability to recognize that support, that amorphous liquid support that's always surrounding us and always supporting us, even when we don't acknowledge it. It's still there. We think in our mind, because of how we've been conditioned, that we want something solid. But the earth is spinning. The earth is moving through space. Every blood cell in your body is moving. Every person on the planet is moving in some way. Every atom is circulating. So this entire concept of stability is an illusion. But it's one we cling to because somewhere in our programming, both individually and collectively, we've come up with this idea that, well, if it's stable, then I'm safe. But if we can kind of step out of the cage for a moment and look at what's actually happening, there is no stability. And at that point, a lot of people just scream and say, no, and they run back in their cage. Because that's very overwhelming. It's very scary. And that's okay to be afraid. But at the same time, you're experiencing that demon of fear. Allow yourself to relax into the support that's also there. Allow yourself to start to notice that, okay, even in this cage that I'm in, there's a support beyond the cage. There's something supporting the cage itself. And then maybe take one little step outside of it. Maybe peel off one layer of armor. And in doing so, remind yourself internally, you can even make a mantra out of it, that I am safe. I am supported. No matter what is happening, I'm safe. I'm supported. Or if you like to talk to yourself in the second person, you say, you are safe. You are supported. Sometimes that's easier when we're looking at our body and our energetic system. Say, you are safe. You are supported. And there's a old story, Zen story of a monk who was running. He was out walking around, and a tiger came running at him. And so he ran, because danger, that's what we do. And there's a hungry tiger come running at us. And so he ran, and then he ran right off the edge of a cliff. But there was a tree root, and he was able to grab a hold of it. And now he's hanging off the cliff by the tree root. He's like, oh, okay, good, I'm safe right now. But then he looks down, and then there's a tiger below him. And he panics again. Says, oh, good, tiger above me, tiger below me. And then he looks and he sees this vine with strawberries. Beautiful, ripe, red strawberry growing. And so he just takes one hand, plucks the strawberry, and bites into it, and is in bliss. And in that moment, there was just safety and support. So even in the midst of danger, of life-threatening bodily danger, there is support and safety. Now, this doesn't mean that we go into what we call now toxic positivity. Say, oh, it's all just strawberries, I don't need to worry about anything, and we just have our head in the clouds and pretend. No, there's still the tigers. But how you meet those tigers is up to you. You can be completely screaming and freaking out, or you can be in bliss. You can be at peace. And just from personal experience, I've noticed when in those moments of danger, in those moments of complete disruption, when I have been able to meet those from a state of peace, they work out much more smoothly. I find myself on the other side and looking at it, and it's like, oh yeah, that was uncomfortable, but it wasn't so bad. Whereas when I've met those moments in that state of complete freaking out and resistance, of just trying to hold on to my cage, trying to hold on to that sense of stability, and then I have to meet that danger, it's downright traumatic. And then once you get through it, then there's a lot of processing that needs to happen to finally let go of all of those layers of resistance. And that happens, again, by contemplation and looking at those patterns and reminding ourselves that, oh, in this moment, I am safe, I am supported. You are safe, you are supported. So pay attention to when you feel that sense of danger arise, when you feel the doubts arise, when you feel confusion, when you feel that clinging to wanting stability, which, we're going through very unstable times right now. There's a lot shifting physically, energetically, globally, cosmically. These are very interesting times to be alive. And we can be examples of what is possible by maintaining our own practice. It's not that you have to go and stand on the street corner and shout it to everybody about your practice, but by simply holding yourself in that sense of support, relaxing into what is always here, and then allowing yourself to act from that sense of peace. It radiates out to everyone within 100 miles, easily. It radiates out to anyone that you're emotionally or psychically connected to. And in doing so, it becomes this wonderful network of light, this beautiful mandala, where not only is the planet itself supporting us, but we're all supporting each other. And of course, there will be days where you get completely tangled up, and you climb back in your cage, and you say, no, I need my armor. I need this stability. And when that happens, that you're the monk hanging by the tree limb, and there's the tiger above and tiger below, but there's also the strawberry. So in that moment, we return to our basic practice of meditation, of allowing those fixations to melt a little bit, and then paying attention to where can I put my mind? Where should I direct my focus? Should it be on the big scary teeth that has not quite reached me yet? Or on what is actually within reach, which is this beautiful, ripe, sweet strawberry. And in that place of being able to choose our focus, that is our doorway off the roller coaster and back into peace, back into accepting or allowing eternity itself to support us. It allows us to get our ego and our fixations out of the way and simply do whatever it is that needs to be done, without feeling that we are the doer, without feeling like I am responsible for all of existence. That's way too heavy for anybody to carry. But at the same time, you are responsible for the focus of your mind, of just your mind, not anyone else's. So allow yourself to rest in this support. Start to recognize that this sense of safety that you crave, that we all crave, is an internal setting. Safety is what you decide it is, not what somebody else told you it was. So you are safe, you are supported. Sometimes in the midst of our day, all it takes is one breath and that reminder of, you're safe, you're supported. And then we can fully embody our entire being, both physically and energetically. And suddenly we have access to unimaginable power, where the light is just pouring through us, and it shines on exactly what it is that we need to do next. And it's not that we went through this big long thought process, we didn't make 20 different decisions. It's just immediate and now, and we just know. The more we do this, the more that we trust it. And it's within you. It's not within any other person. That's the cage when we abdicate our responsibility and we say, oh, well, they know what they're doing. They'll take care of it. Somebody else will do it. But really, your life is your life. So that's the bare bones truth of accessing safety and support, is you have to actually allow yourself to have it. And the ironic thing in that allowing is that support is always here. It has never been absent. The only thing that was absent was your awareness of it. So I want to invite you to just draw into your attention and awareness that this infinite support is here for you and that you are safe. And we bring this into our being on a deeper level through meditation.